Alrighty, welcome back to a special Christmas Eve episode of James Plays Final Fantasy So You Don't Have To. When we last left off, we had traveled around, we got a little sidetracked, we killed a vampire which was plaguing the town, and then after that, we thought that we had cured the earth. Turns out we hadn't, so we went to talk to a sage after feeding a gem to a giant, and the sage gave us a staff, and now we're going to open up this stone plate and hopefully actually cure what's making the earth all fetid and gross. Ooh, okay. It's really unfortunate that they didn't make this in a place that was a little bit closer to like a area where we could like save and heal. I guess maybe that's supposed to like impose a kind of artificial difficulty limit, but since there aren't save points in this game, and you can only use ooh, there's some new stuff. You can only use tents on the world map. Let's try out Scourge. We haven't had a chance to use that yet. It makes it a little bit harder to... well, that was cool. To keep your party in tip-top shape for when you finally face the boss. Hopefully he's not going to be too tricky. Take a look at Ochre Jelly. Oh, there's Lesser Tiger, which is really like a super awesome, badass saber-tooth tiger. They drop X potions, which is amazing. X potions are best potions. The best type of potions ever. Got white. Ochre jellies. Weak to fire and ice. That's odd. They don't even have particularly high defense or anything. They're kind of like a downgrade, honestly, from the green slimes or green oozes or whatever those guys were. Wraiths. Uninteresting. I'm really curious to see who the big mastermind villain is. For those of you who have not quite picked up on this so far, Final Fantasy games almost always, well, not almost always, I guess that's not quite right, but Final Fantasy games, especially the earlier ones, revolve around elemental crystals, earth, air, water, and fire. And those crystals either breaking or becoming defective or not working as well. Generally speaking, it's a sort of good way to space out the game. Each part of the game is separated into fourths. Each fourth revolving around finding one of those crystals, and usually each crystal is guarded by a specific guardian that pertains to that element. Vampire is kind of an odd choice because I don't really think of like undead being elementally tied to earth so much as I would have thought like a golem or golem would be, or like that rock giant. He would have been a sweet earth guardian, totally perfect. And as we go through the series, you'll see this reiterated a lot now. I've been thinking about doing a little game wrap-up videos, and especially like early game. I think it would be interesting. This looks like something important. I think it would be really interesting to talk about things, reoccurring themes that we see, and then sort of landmark moments for the series. You know, the introduction of the first Kokobo, the first time we see dragoons linked to flying or dragons or air machines or things like that. Reoccurring monsters, I think, would be a fun one to do also to talk about, because it does happen fairly often. Okay, so here's our Earth Crystal. That's a ball. Yeah, it's me, a warrior of light. Oh shit. That's that thing that we saw in the Earth Gift Cave. Oh, feeds on the power of Earth. Okay, so if you wanted to think of something that would drain Earth and be like, oh, wow, that's a really beautiful sprite, and being like a corrosive effect on Earth, I guess I could see that being undead. If you look at it in that context, that makes sense. Okay. Gosh. So I think what my first thing to do is to put haste on both of my fighters. We've seen that work pretty... You suck! That works pretty effectively. Oh, no... Yeah. In the past, in boss battles. Let's see, what else could I do to you? I can't cast spells on him. Healing spells. I guess Diaga, probably he's weak against. So we'll go haste on you. Yeah. God, you have kind of disappointing attack. Damn. We can try and slow him. My guess is that it doesn't work. That's strange. That one attack did 25 damage as opposed to... no. Okay. As opposed to the 1 damage that the other one's doing, which is odd. My guess is he's weak against fire. Almost universally undead characters are weak against fire. Wow. You are so lame. I am incredibly unimpressed. Like, seriously, that was... I don't know. It was a little anticlimactic. Shazam! Look, the Earth Crystal is coming back. Hooray! Hooray! And then that thing goes away. So, I'll actually spoil this for you because it's not important to the main game. In doing some research, they added into this game 4 bonus dungeons surrounding each specific element, and they only open up once you kill the Fiend that pertains to that element. So we just killed the Earth Gift, or the Earth Fiend, so that one opens up. I'm not really going to spend any time in them since they're optional content. I don't really feel compelled to complete. I'm not particularly interested But they are really cool if you want to. I'll put a link in the little description bit. But essentially, what they did is they modeled each elemental dungeon after various parts of other Final Fantasy games, and then there are, I don't know if optional bosses are really the right word, but when you're progressing through them, you have a chance of running into various important bosses from other series, which is, I think, a nice touch. Not particularly interesting for this series, but an interesting touch on it all, nonetheless. The Warriors of Licht. If you say so, it doesn't seem that much better, but okay. So that was cool. We killed the Lich. And once again, we find ourselves in the precarious spot of having no idea what we're supposed to be doing. This is going to be a recurring theme in this game. You say nothing. You know? So let's see what we have. Got the loot, the crown, mystic key, earth rod, which we've already used. We've already used all of those things. So I don't know about that. Oh, I should hop over and get another set of knight's armor, because that's going to be cool for you. Yeah. So I don't know. Maybe I just accidentally got super leveled, but I'm pretty generally unimpressed by that boss. So hopefully the other ones will present slightly more challenge. I mean, the Giant's hallway or whatever, the place where we were getting into battles every step, that was more difficult than this. So, I don't know, guys. I'm gonna walk back to Sada, I guess, and see if he has anything to say about where we're supposed to be going next. If not, I might look at a walkthrough, but I think generally the thing to do will be to sail up to the... Oh, some more lesser tigers. Sail up to that northern continent that we haven't really looked at or been in yet, and see if they have some elementally themed dungeons for us. Hey, Sada. Sada. Where you at, homie? There you go. What? Really? That's... Why can't you... You were the last major NPC that told us stuff. Why can't you at least be like, hey, you know what I think? Maybe there's some continents to the north that you should check out. I hear they have really great water there. Or, you know, something. Something, anything. Okay. Let's see. So yeah, there's this whole area to the north that I haven't really checked out. Except for Crescent. Crescent Lake is down there. Once Provoca. How do I scroll? What's this? Oh. So that's that. See, there's like a city here. And a city here. Some ports over here. This is where Crescent Lake was. Apparently. So it looks like there might be a dungeon over there and over there. There's no ports anywhere around here, so it's like I can't actually go there. Even if I wanted to. That must be airship territory. That's another thing. Basically, a lot of Final Fantasy games are broken up into what vehicles you have. So almost every game, the way that they sort of pace it, exploration-wise, is you start out being able to walk around. Then you get a smaller vehicle. Usually it's a land vehicle of some type, like a car. You find chocobos, something like that. And then it's a ship, and that widens your exploration a little bit. And then finally, the last thing you usually get is an airship. Some games include canoes or vehicles that can travel in shallow water, but not actually out in the sea. So I'm gonna find my way back to Crescent Lake, which should be easy enough, and then I'll see if I can find something, maybe this thing. If I can get up and over to this thing, maybe that'll be the place to go. So I'll go ahead and stop the video here, just so you don't have to suffer through it, and we'll pop back up when I get over there, if I get over there. Okay, we're back in Crescent Lake. I made a quick pit stop here to sit in the inn, and oh, that's another thing. We've gotten a couple of extra spells in our 6th level. So we have Protera, which is basically protecting everyone, and Stona, which is curing stone, which is nice. And then with my leftover money, I picked up Thundaga for my black mage. So, but I found this little side area that I hadn't seen before, which is a bunch of bearded guys standing in a circle. Oh, hey, Lucan. Oh, weren't you the guy that made the prophecy about the 4 Heroes of Light in the first place? That's exciting. What? Oh, okay. Well, thank you. Oh. Well, so basically what you're saying is by trying to save the world, I've really accelerated the end of the world. That's awesome. Okay. Oh, so this has happened for a while now. No, he doesn't. I killed him. Okay. I'm trying. Oops. Mount Golg. I feel like that was the name of a place in Final Fantasy Tactics later on. Interesting. Okay, so there's our little thread of plot that you probably never would have found unless you thought to cross this bridge, which actually looks like it should just exit the map. Like this. Oh well. So I have a canoe now, which is exciting. It means I can... This is actually that thing that I was talking about earlier. So now I can explore shallow water. Holy shit. And find all sorts of fun new enemies. You guys are probably all weak to thunder. Makes sense. Oh. Oh, they're doesn't seem particularly challenging, though. Let's pull up the old bestiaria. So one thing that I ran into while I was wandering around here is a scorpion, which looks like a terrifying monster scorpion, which I suppose it is. Then we've got Ogre Mage. He's pretty cool. He casts a spell, which would be neat if we knew what it was, but of course we never will. Got our Leech, or Lich, I suppose I should say, which, man, I wish he had dropped that Dry Ether. That would have been cool. So he is weak against Fire and Dia, and resistance against everything else. Crocodile drops a Cottage. He hates lightning. Seems like all of the aquatic monsters I've run into so far have been resistant to Quake. Probably because earthquakes don't affect water. I guess hydras aren't weak against water, though. That's interesting. I don't know. I don't know what the explanation for that is. This kind of looks like a place, but apparently not a place I can do anything with. What's over here? Goblins. Hydro crocodile. I wonder if you can launch. I'm sure you. Oh! All sorts of fun new things. Ochus. That's exciting. They're definitely a recurring series recurring enemy. Piranha. Cool. Against lightning. Ochu. Also weak against lightning. Which is interesting because it's a plant monster. Later on in the series, you'll see that mostly plant monsters are actually weak against fire. But I guess since he appears in aquatic areas, he's weak against thunder. That makes a little bit of sense. I'm intentionally not going in the direction that I think I'm supposed to be going, just to explore a little bit. Forgive me. Let's see. Oh, this is Mount Glug. Yeah, it must be. Okay. Man, right from one elemental cave to the next. I think I'm going to cut the episode here. We'll stay in the tent. Maybe a cottage. We'll stay the night in a cottage. We have plenty of those. And the next episode, we will go out and we will explore the cave and see if we can't make our way through it. Thank you for joining me. Hopefully you have excellent winter holidays and you get to see cool people that you like. And if you don't, I apologize, but yeah. Happy winter holidays, and I hope you have a great couple of days.